next time with QuickBooks Online.
The National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking in. And can I see written authority of your mandate to stand here right before me?
We can't hear you, sir.
A written
Not going to say anything, please. We are here. He knows we are not giving authority to allow her to come into the complex. That is all, please.
No, hold on, because
Please,
We want to know who you are and why you are here. On whose instruction are you here, sir?
it's okay. I've asked him the questions. I believe I deserve an answer.
You don't have an answer?
Where is the gentleman who stopped us first?
That is all.
You have no answer?
You have no answer?
I don't know. Why is it? Are you not? Are you?
Why is everybody
is
coming
it
and going? If you
Why
do not
can you
have
not
an
talk
order,
loud?
can you allow the senator pass and resume her duties? What is going on? Why is the whole place
Why is
looking
everybody
militarized?
talking like deaf and dumb? People cannot speak loud. He does not have an order. He does not have an answer.
Please, can we pass, gentlemen? Please.
Please, no, we are not. No, don't push me. Nobody should push. We are not pushing.
Somebody is pushing you.
No, you are blocking our senator now. It's not Babu who is
Why are
pushing
you
you.
here, sir? Why are you
Why are
here?
you here?
On whose instruction are you here?
Why are you here? Somebody should say something.
What exactly is going on?
50 million to release my cousin. Then you people are here.
Look at police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today, you are here again doing an illegitimate job. You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 women. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Gentlemen,
Was mad with fraud.
can you just your leg?
The person that read the
Gentlemen, you're standing here. You're stopping someone from going in.
So what is it still doing here?
You call yourself Nigerians.
You can see their faces.
There is shame on your faces because you know indeed that you're doing the wrong thing. But you stand here and you said they gave you orders.
I'm Senator Natasha, the senator representing Kogi Central.
Why are you here for, please?
I'm here to resume my duty.
Senator, please.
May I also know you, please? No, exactly. What's your designation? You are a staff of the National Assembly. From which department? Excuse me, I'm having a conversation with you. Gentleman, you are a staff of the National Assembly. You are the security. Okay, so may I know why a staff of the National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking into the chambers to commence her functions in representing her people who have duly given her the mandate as elected and as sworn in through a duly issued certificate of return by INEC to carry out her constituted functions. So may I know why a security from the National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking in? And can I see written authority of your mandate to stand here right before me?
We can't hear you, sir.
A written authority.
Not going to say anything, please.
A written mandate.
We are here. He knows we are not giving authority to allow her to come into the complex. That is all, please.
I can't
Speak up, sir. We need to hear you.
No, hold on, because
Please,
We want to
please.
know who you are and why you are here. On whose instruction are you here, sir?
it's okay. I've asked him the questions. I believe I deserve an answer.
You don't have an answer?
Where is the gentleman who stopped us first?
That is all.
You have no answer?
This
You have
is
no answer?
interesting.
I don't know. Why is it? Are you not? Are you?
Why is everybody
is
coming
it
and going?
disabled?
If you
Why
do not
can you
have
not
an
talk
order,
loud?
can you allow the senator pass and resume her duties? What is going on? Why is the whole place
Why is
looking
everybody
militarized?
talking like deaf and dumb? People cannot speak loud. He does not have an order. He does not have an answer.
Please, can we pass, gentlemen? Please.
Please, no, we are not. No, don't push me. Nobody should push. We are not pushing.
Somebody is pushing you.
No, you are blocking.
The security man ran away for his life. He doesn't want to be used as a scapegoat, and he saw a lot of camera and he ran away.
Yeah, somebody should say something.
What exactly is going on?
50 million to release my cousin. Then you people are here.
Look at police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today, you are here again doing an illegitimate job. You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 women. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Akpabio, whose election
Gentlemen,
was marked with fraud.
can you just your leg?
The person that read the
Gentlemen, you're standing here. You're stopping someone from going in.
So what is it still doing here?
You call yourself Nigerians.
You can see their faces.
There is shame on your faces because you know indeed that you're doing the wrong thing. But you stand here and you say they gave you orders. Even if they give you orders as slaves, you should not behave like slaves. How do you, sir, stand here and then you go back home and meet your children and say to them that indeed they are citizens when you yourself have not shown that you're a citizen? You stand here, you're blocking a senator, a serving senator who is on her way in. The person who will make laws for your child to matter the way the child of Akpabio matters. But you're standing here and you're blocking because you have this that says Sergeant at Arms. You are behaving in a very unconstitutional manner because the National Assembly is supposed to be for everybody. And you know that. So you have said that here, you are not saying anything. Your people have come and left, you are not saying anything. You are afraid to speak. You stand here, you say you are a citizen, and you block the people who want to go in. Sir, look into your life and ask yourself, at this age, is this what you want to do? At this age, is this what you want to be? At this age, is this the Nigeria you want to see? Is this why you go home every day and say to your children that indeed you are building a Nigeria? You are destroying Nigeria. You are destroying the future of your children. And one day you'll be on the streets, you know, as a retired person, begging the state, begging people to come out to protest for you. Yesterday, we had the Nigerian police, the shameless Nigerian police that is always a winning tool of oppression. Yesterday, citizens were protesting on their behalf, and as shameless as ever, they came out to stop them. And you stand here, you're proud of yourself, you're stopping, and you're afraid to even say who is it that sent you. We respect the law. Does not mean that we are cowards. We aren't cowards. We are here to do the right thing. A senator, a serving senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is here on her way in, and you are stopping her. You stand there.
Aisha can talk. Aisha can talk.
You know, if we fight all of us with here. It is about respecting the law. You haven't known how to do it. We want to go in there, sir. Can you please let us go in? This is the National Assembly. And if you can't work with, can you have the guts? Can you have the liver? I be man, not be by mouth. Have the liver to say, who asked you to stop us here? It's not just to stand and move away. 2 people have come here. They say they are security, and they have left. Okay, why are you stopping us? Mister, why are you stopping us? Alpha, why are you stopping us? That sent you. We respect the law. Does not mean that we are cowards. We aren't cowards. We are here to do the right thing. A senator, a serving senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is here on her way in, and you are stopping her. You stand there bold-faced, holding hands. Or guys, if not fight, you know if you fight all of us with here. It is about respecting the law. You haven't known how to do it. We want to go in there, sir. Can you please let us go in? This is the National Assembly. And if you can't work with, can you have the guts? Can you have the liver? I be man, not be by mouth. Have the liver to say, who asked you to stop us here? It's not just to stand and move away. 2 people have come here. They say they are security, and they have left. Oga, why are you stopping us? And they are both faced, holding hands. It's a winning tool of oppression. Yesterday, citizens were protesting on their behalf, and as shameless as ever, they came out to stop them. And you stand here, you're proud of yourself, you're stopping, and you're afraid to even say who is it that sent you. We respect the law. Does not mean that we are cowards. We aren't cowards. We are here to do the right thing. A senator, a servant senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is here on her way in, and you are stopping her. You stand there both faced, holding hands. Or guys, now fight, you know, if you fight all of us with here. It is about respecting the law. You haven't known how to do it. We want to go in there, sir. Can you please let us go in? This is the National Assembly. And if you can't work with, can you have the guts? Can you have the liver? I be man, not be by mouth. Have the liver to say, who asked you to stop us here? It's not just to stand and move away. Two people have come here. They say they are security, and they have left. Oga, why are you stopping us? Mister, why are you stopping us? Alpha, why are you stopping us?
How far more can you go on this?
In simple terms, it's not about beating the first and second gates and barricade. It's about me and a duly elected senator walking into the chambers to resume my constituted duties as I was elected and mandated by the good people of Kogi Central and INEC. And it's unfortunate that we got in today, which is the 22nd of July 2025, having duly notified the Senate through 2 letters that I would be resuming functions today. As a matter of fact, I'm disappointed on 2 grounds. One is the number of armed policemen that we met outside, you know, all well kitted with guns, charged at a female senator who is unarmed with her people here, patriotic Nigerians. And the second thing is the fact that the Senate, under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio, have decided to become lawbreakers, and by denying me entrance into the chambers to resume my duty. There's been some conversations in the media by his own team, trying to twist the narrative that the judge did not order my reinstatement. And I'd like to clarify that. You see, pursuant to Section 318 of the 1999 Constitution, it is very clear that decisions of a court comes in 5 ways. It could be a judicial decree, it could be a sentence, it could be an order, it could be a conviction, and it could be a recommendation. So an order is just one of the 5 decisions that a judge can pronounce over any case. And mine tilts towards a recommendation. Now, you would think that a recommendation is a voluntary. That means the Senate has either they comply or they have the right not to comply. But I'd like to clarify that. Again, if you go further to the to Section 287, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, again, it actually specifies in clear terms that decisions, that's any of these 5 decisions of any of the possible on every authority. So what that means in simple terms, whether they mention that the Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court made an order or made a sentence or made a judicial decree or a recommendation, whatever, however they want to interpret the literal words, interpretation of the words, it is still a decision of a court and it is still binding on the National Assembly. The second issue that I have seen withering around the media is that the Senate appealed the judgment. And I mentioned it, I'm saying it clearly. Hamza, can you please give me, where's Hamza? Let me have that page, please. Let me have the appeal. Let me show them the appeal. Now, this is the appeal that was initiated last week against Justice Binta Nyako's judgment. It is clear that it is not the National Assembly, neither it is the Senate. It's Akpabio himself. Read it. The president of the Senate. He is the only appellant. The National Assembly has not appealed that judgment. The Senate has not appealed the judgment. The Committee on Ethics has not, that suspended me wrongly, has not appealed the judgment. As a matter of fact, Senator Akpabio joined the clerk of the National Assembly, the entire Senate, and the chairman Committee on Ethics as joint respondents to the case. That means Akpabio has taken the National Assembly and the Senate and the clerk and the committee to court as well. Do you understand? That must be clarified. So there is no reason whatsoever, contrary to the publications I read yesterday, that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed my suspension. The Senate did not. No, what I appealed, there's the contempt, and that is separate. The judgment came in two parts. One was to address the contempt, which is based on the satirical letter which I made, or the satirical apology letter which I made on Facebook, which the judge thought it wise in her own stride that amounts to contempt. But I'm saying clearly that does not amount to contempt of her court, because before Justice Binta Nyako was not the matter of sexual harassment or the matter of suspension. And what I would say clearly, what I would say clearly here is me appealing the contempt does not in any way invalidate the decision of the court that mentions me resuming. And I'll say this again, in as much as the judgment, Justice Binta Nyako's judgment, was the most watery of all the suspension judgments we've had, taking into consideration Senator Aline Dume's and Senator Omar Gege's suspension. But there is one particular portion of her decision which I want us to hinge upon, where she mentioned that my suspension is actually excessive, and that me being suspended for 6 months actually will prevent my ability to carry out my constitutional functions as stipulated in Section 63 of the 1990 Constitution. Now, what does Section 63 of the 1999 Constitution means? That every senator in this and every parliamentarian is to attend a sitting not less than 181 days per year to carry out my constituted functions. And what are the constitutional functions of a senator? One, legislative, which I'll do in there. Second is oversight of the executive. And third is representative of my people. So that means what Justice Binta Nyako told the National Assembly is that not only is my judgment excessive, but it will also deprive me of carrying out my constituted of which I was elected according to the Nigerian Constitution. That is Section 63. So that means my suspension is illegal. If you look at that, because anything that contravenes the Nigerian Constitution is illegal. And the National Assembly cannot be greater than the Constitution. They're now coming down again based on the appeal. Akpabio himself cannot be greater than the courts, cannot be greater than the Constitution. And I want Nigerians to know that the office of the Senate President, Akpabio himself, does not give me my legitimacy as a senator. The fact that he has gone on appeal himself does not invalidate the decision of Justice Binta Nyako and does not stop me from being a senator. I got my legitimacy as a senator today from the people of Kogi Central who voted me at the February 2023 election. So, me being the... well... The most important thing is I am proving to the good people of Kogi Central and Nigerians at large, especially the women who have continuously written to me that they have derived courage in my actions so far. Now, the fact that I've been denied entrance is a statement being made. Our narratives are being shaped, history is being formed and shaped, and policies, again, all of this work together through intentional actions like we have done today. It's on record that the National Assembly under Akpabio has decided to be in contempt of the court's decisions. And it's quite ironic because they are actually lawmakers. So that puts to question how far as democracy in this day and age. So, however, if we decide to turn our backs and go home, we are not ignorant of the fact that the National Assembly is most likely going to go into recess tomorrow for 2 months, and they will resume pretty much in the last week of September. And like you rightly said, that means they would have pretty much served the earlier 6 months suspension. I'm saying that because as at now, I'm no more suspended. And there's something very important I would like to say. Even the suspension ab initio was fraudulent because the document that recommended my suspension was not attested to by the senators, the members of the committee. It was just an attendance sheet that was photocopied as their signatures. And if we are to go through that, that means ab initio from the onset, the suspension is wrong because the documents, the recommendations itself was faulty. So that's having mentioned that. Going forward, I'm going to have a meeting with my legal team, and then most likely they will have to probably proceed to the appellate court to seek interpretations of what has just happened. Abiding citizens, everyone here who has accompanied me, you can see no one is unruly, even though some have vehemently decided to express their dissatisfaction with the system. I am a law-abiding citizen, and it is very important I do mention, and Nigerians should know that even though we do have 2 federal government criminal cases against me, they are on criminal defamation simply because I spoke up the threat to life. And everybody has a right to speak up on their threat to life. And Nigerians should know that I am not facing charges of corruption, I'm not facing charges of embezzlement, I'm not facing charges of drug abuse, and neither am I facing charges of murder. And it's ironic that the people who are actually testifying as witnesses in the 2 federal government cases have cases at EFCC, have files at EFCC on record that they have actually embezzled state funds running into billions. So it's really, let me say this, it's very important I do mention the flip of our judicial system, the flip of how institutions being utilized to oppress people who are innocent. If this is a country that if Nigeria works, if our institutions are truly independent and strengthened, then there's no reason why some of these fellows who sit there as senators should even be in the Senate in the first place. They should actually be behind bars, and I'm saying that. And I do pray and hope that it is by my actions today and by voices of Nigerians all around, whether in the country or in diaspora, that we speak up and ensure that this injustice that is being meted against me, this persecution meted against me will not stand, so that their daughters will not suffer, so that their wives will not suffer simply because they spoke up against sexual harassment. And I'm sorry I have to mention this, because you see, people have wondered, Natasha, how come there's so much hate? How come you were suspended for 6 months? Just the day after you tendered your petition on sexual harassment, you were suspended. And then there was the fraudulent recall. We all saw how we survived a recall. And then there's been a whole lot of attacks against me, which by the grace of God I've survived. And whenever people ask me, Natasha, why is there so much hate from the Senate President against you? Why is it that institutions have turned against you, even though, by and large, you are pretty much one of the fairest senators or politicians in Nigeria? And I tell them, this is just an iceberg of what I have had to suffer and endure in the Senate under Akpabio's leadership for the last 1 year. Many of you thought that my speech on that floor, when I told him I was not afraid of him, and I did mention, I said, if you make me speak to the media on what I have had to endure in your hands, you know, it will go pretty. And that's to let Nigerians know that that outburst I had on the floor was just a compilation of so many wrongs that Akpabio has meted against me. And I will say this, pretty much it's a shame that we have had so many good Senate presidents. We've had Chuba Akpadibo of blessed memory. We've had Senator David Mark. We've had Bukola Saraki. We've even had Ahmed Lawal, who is a senator right now. And I'd say this pretty much is the worst assembly Nigeria has ever had. And I hope we will not have to suffer this anymore, because it tells a lot on the individual. And I've said this before and I'm saying it again. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio as if it's the third-term governor of Akwa Ibom. Many senators are afraid. You've all seen what happened. You are not allowed to speak. When you try to speak or air your views on certain issues that are critical, you get shut down if it does not conform with what he wants. So far, I've not been given any official reason. I've only read on the papers yesterday that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed. And that is why I presented to you that the Senate has not appealed the judgment. It is Akpabio himself. He is abusing power by willing the entire institutions to fight me. It's a personal vendetta that Akpabio is unleashing wrong, because you can't have his own senatorial district deprive the Kogi Central of representation. There is just no reason why these gates should not be open. But by and large, considering the fact that the Senate is vacating tomorrow, whenever they deem it fit to resume, we would resume as well. So what matters most is all the pressures and all the calls of me apologizing for no wrong that I did. I have refused to do that. So if it means staying the entire 6 months for an unjust suspension, which I am repeating again, has been quashed by the courts, so be it. I have pretty much been busy with my constituents on the brighter side. You've all seen, we've been carrying out a lot of projects in the past few months. And that is true to my nature, because I am a technocrat. I'm a lawyer. I'm an oil and gas expert. My formative year in my career were in the oil and gas industry. So I got into politics because I wanted to create a different mark for other people like me who wants to venture into politics. I also got into politics because I want to intentionally raise the standard of leadership. It's enough for us in Africa to sit down and admire leaders or politicians from other smaller African countries, not talk of the European world and the other Western world. So I hope that with this journey so far, however it goes, people should muster strength from me, and I hope that 2027 will have more courageous, younger, educated, intentional leaders that will be elected into office, so that together we can change the narrative of Nigeria. And thank you so much for your love and support, Nigerians. I see you, I feel you. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Okay, like or hate her, she is fearless. She is someone who knows her rights and she wants to enforce it. But again, like her or hate her, she is one that wants to take the whole hog, go the whole hog, and ensure her rights is basically enforced. I really don't know why, they blocked her from gaining entrance into the National Assembly, because it makes because Akpabio appealed. I mean, the judgment still subsists until the matter, is appealed, right? Until the matter comes for hearing. So I would rather say that she's good at it. I mean, she's good at it. I mean, she's dramatically shown that she could enforce her rights. And again, people can learn from her, learn from her issues. Sometimes you really, if you look at the whole scenario, does she really need to go into this whole fight right from the beginning? For me, she really didn't have to go this tight, this down, fighting. These are men who don't know anything about law, who would rather kill than to, allow these things to fester. You can imagine a matter between Senator Akpabio and her is now turning to become the federal government and her. Kai, oh my goodness. So to tell you that Tinubu is in bed with Akpabio on this matter, to tell you that the entire federal government might is on her on this matter. So it's a tough decision. They might go for that appeal now, and then it's one call. Tell her she doesn't have the right to go back to it. What will not happen? What will not happen if the court says that? Because they have the paraphernalia of government. They can do and undo. That's the truth. Whatever appeal that this guy has gone to, they can tell the judge, do it this way, do it this way, and by that September when they're resuming, the court might say that she should not resume, and the Senate might now have the opportunity to now extend her suspension. It is possible. This is the country we live in. This is the country we live in. This is the country we live in. The bad keeps progressing. The bad keeps progressing as if when you embark on a good, you are looked as like the bad one, the bad person. It's terrible. It's terrible. Wish her all the best. That's what we could do, right? And for the guys who've escorted her throughout the period, you know, walking from where she parked her car down. She had 2 blockades of the security. She still passed it and got into it. And please, the Senate must ensure that this woman's salaries they are paid, because one, she is not alone in this thing. You're not punishing her. She has aides. She has media people. She has an office. She runs an office, and those people must be paid. So it's not a matter of, oh, she'll be suspended from representing her. So what happens to her constituency? And she rightly said so, that Ababio, that's representing somewhere in Ikotekpene, cannot come and stop her from representing her own people in Kogi Central. Who the hell are you? And is there not a way that somebody can be punished rather than, you know, this crazy way? What happens to her constituency? So you would rather that because of one person, every project she was doing, whether through the project for funds for her pet project for her constituency, should stall because of Fabio and sexual harassment. That I don't know what's going on with that. That should be stopped, please. That should be stopped, frankly speaking. She should be paid whenever she resumes. She should be paid all her money. What kind of government is this, Seth? Anyways, tell me what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message as well with the number scrolling on your screen. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for all of what you have been doing, all of what your messages to us. We appreciate. We're back shortly for a special program. It's going to be about Enugu State, where we're taking a toll into Enugu to speak largely about what's going on in Enugu State. Hopefully, the guest is ready for me. And there's another topic that we're also looking at: how Tinubu would most likely win the 2027 elections. I mean, nobody is talking about Tinubu winning because, again, nobody sees it. Even if you don't vote, maybe there are ways that he could do it. So we'll X-ray that with a political analyst who is also a member of the coalition. That's the ADC, which is trending right now. There's a whole lot about that will be spoken about in due course.